Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives. Oh, man, and in this video, man, I want to talk briefly about the Philadelphia Sixers, man, and this soft team that they put together. These bunch of goofs, man. And I already saw that Paul George already hyperextended his knee yesterday. I tell you, man, there are certain people, athletes, that no matter what they do, these guys can't stay healthy, man. Everything that they do, every time that they move on the court or on the field, whatever it is, they always come up gimpy. They always come up with something. These guys are so soft, man. They have no grit. Their bodies are so frail because they don't take care of themselves. They're too busy doing TikTok dances and whatever. We're going to talk about this video, man, because Paul George already down with a hyperextended knee, I guess. Joel Embiid ain't playing any preseason games. He's not going to play any back-to-backs. We're going to talk about this soft Philadelphia Sixers team, man. Once again, man, this soft NBA, man, I don't respect these guys, man. It's a joke. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states that's been supporting my channel. Guys, I am truly humbled, man. I thank you guys in every video because it matters to me. So thank you, guys. Like I said, man, the real recognize real. The true basketball fans are standing up, and we must continue to do this. So thank you to all you guys out there for real. Like I said, it matters, guys. Thank you very much, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So excuse me for a second, guys. So yes, guys. I wake up this morning, I go on ESPN, I wanted to check some scores, see what, some of the things that happened late at night when I'm knocked out sleeping. And what do I see? Paul George hyperextends knee. Day to day. This is what I'm talking about on my channel as it relates to a Paul George and some of these other similar players, man. And the mindset of these guys, the lack of heart, the toughness, the grit, and how these guys are just soft, man. Their bodies are just soft. They don't have it. They just don't make men like they used to. They don't make professional athletes like they used to, man. Like, you guys know that there's a product. You ever have a product and, it's maybe been your favorite product for like 20 years, right? The company's been around forever. They make this same product. You've loved this product for all these years. But then for some reason, over the last couple of years, they haven't been making the product quite the same, right? It doesn't live up to the product that it used to be. That's NBA players today. By and large, the product is not the same. They want you to believe it's the same. It's coming from the same company. Everything is supposed to be the same. But for some reason, it just doesn't hold up the same. It's not the same product. And that's the problem in the NBA. The product is just not the same. It don't matter how much these guys are making or how much money people say, oh, the NBA, it must be doing good because these guys are getting paid so much money. That literally doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. All that has to do with is the way things are in society now. Money's all over the place now. Money has lost its value. Money ain't worth the same as it was back in the day. So when they talk about how much money these guys are making, it ain't the same, right? It's called inflation, things of that nature, right? And once again, how do we really know how much money these guys are actually taking home? How much they actually are sitting on, so to speak, in their bank accounts? But when we talk about someone like a Paul George, man, and we talk about some of these other guys out here, man, and I'm telling you guys that the product is not the same. This is what I'm talking about. So I want to replay a Paul George hyperextend his knee. And once again, it didn't look like anything serious. I'm sure he'll be back soon. I think they said he was day to day. But this is what I'm alluding to when I talk about guys like Paul George and guys like Joel Embiid, right? Guys like Ben Simmons, guys like James Harden. These guys who have no heart, who are not tough. They have no toughness to them. Their bodies are not in good shape because they didn't keep themselves in shape. Paul George, what is he doing in the offseason? That's why I told you I challenge these guys and what they're doing in the offseason. Are they taking care of themselves? It's not about playing basketball or just working on your game. You also have to eat right. You have to take care of yourself, right? You have to have some kind of physical activity. There must be some kind of, muscle building or working on your musculature. Like I said, your strength, things of that nature. Does Paul George come across to you as a guy that is putting the work in as far as keeping himself in shape or eating right or anything like that? He doesn't come across like that to me. And if he is, whatever he's doing, he needs to change it. It ain't working. You see, these guys, they don't care about this stuff. They don't care about missing games. They don't care about being out. They don't care about it. So for someone like Paul George to play 50 or 60 games a season, it don't matter to him. It don't matter. He thinks that's good enough. He thinks that qualifies him when it doesn't. Joel Embiid, I found out or I seen, he's not playing any of the preseason games. Man, he's not going to play any back-to-backs. They're going to attempt to do with Joel Embiid what they did with Kawhi Leonard in the 2019 NBA season. You remember Kawhi Leonard only played, I believe, 60 games that year. They load managed him all season. He didn't play any back-to-backs, Kawhi Leonard. And then the Raptors were able to go on this run and win a championship. But we won't mention the injuries to Kevin Durant or Klay Thompson. We won't mention how weak the Eastern Conference was during the 2019 season. We won't mention any of those things. But that's what they're attempting to do with Joel Embiid. They're going to try the same thing. But let's not mention the fact that Joel Embiid is not Kawhi Leonard. They're two completely different players with two different games that play two different positions. So to me, Joel Embiid does not have any grit, no heart, no toughness, and his body physically is just frail. He's got a frail body. And once again, his mindset is soft. He's always flopping around the court, Joel Embiid. He's been doing it for years now. He's always crying and moaning, looking for a call. Every time he gets hit or anytime he thinks he gets hit, anytime he misses a shot, he's out there flailing around. He's out there crying and moaning, making these weird looks. And I don't respect it for someone that big who runs his mouth the way he does, who's always crying and moaning for an MVP or something that he did not get. For you to act that way, I don't respect it, man. You're like a big baby out there when you're damn near 7'2" or whatever he is, 300 pounds. Are you kidding me right now? So between Paul George, the hyperextended knee now, always hurt Paul George. The dude can never stay on the court, never healthy. Paul George is one of those guys, like I said, he's like, if I'm healthy, I'm good. Man, listen, you're never there. You're never there. And he gets crying and moaning about how the Clippers disrespected him by not offering him more money or extending him for more money or whatever the case may be. And I did a video about it. He's an embarrassment, man. Like, who do you think you are, Chelsea Clinton? Who the hell do you think you are, Paul George? You're nobody, man. You're literally nobody. You might think you're somebody compared to me, compared to the everyday common folks, but you're no one, man. You're no one special in the NBA. As far as the NBA's history, Paul George ain't nothing, man. He's nobody. He's done nothing in the league. But he wants all this money, and he acts like he's being slighted if he didn't get offered that money from the Clippers. He felt disrespected. What have you done for the Clippers? You did nothing for the Clippers. Nothing. Literally nothing. But he felt slighted. And what's he going to do for the Sixers? He ain't going to do nothing for the Sixers. He's going to go out there. He's going to play about 60 games, 65 games, if that. He's going to go out there. They might make the playoffs. And then what's going to happen in the postseason? Paul George is going to do what he does. Either he will be hurt or he'll be out there pandemic peeing it. Throwing up side of the backboard shots, looking like LeBron James. Right? Turning the ball over at a high volume. That's what Paul George does in the postseason. Turns the ball over about 4 times a game. Like I said, his shooting percentage is going to drop drastically. No leadership from Paul George. So really, what are we talking about here? Is he a hellified rebounder or a great playmaker? None of these things, man. He don't galvanize the players around him. And then you have Joel Embiid, same thing. He's not a leader, Joel Embiid, not a leader. For someone to cry that much, you can't be a leader. Guy was crying for an MVP trophy. Who does that? Always crying for calls. Who does that? Flops around at that size? He ain't a leader. That's why teams always flailing around the postseason. Joel Embiid's nowhere to be found. Missing games, making excuses. And here goes the Joel Embiid fans. Oh, man, he was playing injured. For one time, the man actually played last year. They still lost to the New York Knicks. He ain't do nothing. He didn't ball out. Once again, and now we have Andre Drummond on the Sixers. Andre Drummond, another goofball clown who thinks he's the greatest rebounder in the history of the game. He's not even the greatest rebounder on the franchises he's played for. He ain't the greatest rebounder in Detroit Pistons history, but he claims the greatest rebounder of all time. Another guy who can't seem to stay healthy, who runs his mouth more like a Joel Embiid. Just do a lot of talking, but ain't doing it on the court. Out there grabbing rebounds on a terrible basketball team. He never impacted winning. Andre Drummond never impacted wins. Was never a winner. None of this stuff. The dude's a straight loser, man. But he runs his mouth like he's Bill Russell? What? Like he's the Dikembe Mutombo or somebody. You ain't that dude. You're nowhere on the level of those guys. These are the guys that the Sixers brought in. A Drummond, a Paul George, to go with already frail, weak-minded Joel Embiid. So you have three mentally weak players. Now you brought in your team now, who are supposed to be your better team, your better players, your veteran leadership. When none of these guys are leaders. No leadership on that team. Who's the leader? Tyrese Maxey? He's the leader? Nick Nurse? Daryl Morey? Who's the leader? There's no leadership on that team, in that franchise. And that's why I do not believe in the Sixers. I'll never get behind Joel Embiid and the way that he carries himself. I've never gotten behind Paul George, especially over the last 5 or 6 years. Paul George in Indiana, I liked. Paul George, since he left, he went to OKC and he started moving around. Nah, I'm not with this dude, man. Like I said, he runs his mouth a lot and he's soft. Just a soft dude. And like I said, he's already out. He already got a hyperextended knee in the preseason. These guys can't stay healthy. They are the softest guys ever. They don't know how to fall down. You ever see these guys go for a dunk and then they land? They land awkwardly. They don't even know how to land from jumping. But they're the greatest athletes. They're greater athletes than the guys that I grew up watching. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. At least the guys I grew up watching had a heart and grit, man. They were tough. They were there. They pushed through stuff. Good luck for the Sixers fans with this season, with these guys. Soft guys and a bunch of idiots out here. Stupid Andre Drummond. You have crybaby Joel Embiid, right? And then you got old soft, feminine Paul George, man. Looks like a 90s R&B singer. Don't look like no damn basketball player. Guys are a joke, man. Straight clowns, man. You guys know the deal. I mean, these are the facts, man. These are the facts. The Philadelphia Sixers got a lot of hype behind them. They got a lot of expectations. Let's see what they do with the expectations. When Joel Embiid ain't playing back-to-backs, Paul George ain't playing back-to-backs, but I'm supposed to respect Joel Embiid or Paul George as top players all time, and I'm supposed to put Joel Embiid up there in the conversation with guys like Patrick Ewing and Hakeem Olajuwon and David Robinson and Robert Parrish and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Moses Malone and Shaquille O'Neal, Alonzo Mourning and Dikembe Mutombo. I'm supposed to put him in the conversations with these guys, the George Mikens, the great big men of all time. I was supposed to put him up there with the Ben Wallaces. I was supposed to put him in these conversations with the great centers, Joel Embiid. I was supposed to put him up there with Nikola Jokic. Hell no. Hell no. He got to show and prove, man. If you ain't playing back-to-backs, man, how am I supposed to respect you? And I don't want to hear about the injuries. Once again, there's no excuses, man. Did the guys back in the day, did they have more advantages than Joel Embiid does? Did they have advantages of medicine and all this stuff? No, they did not. What was George Mikan playing through? What was Bill Russell playing through? And Will Chamberlain playing through? They had it easier than Joel Embiid? They had more advantages than Joel Embiid? And this guy runs his mouth, but he's soft and frail. So you should shut the hell up. Go out there and prove on the court. We know Paul George ain't going to make it, man. He's already down, guys. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.